Hey there, Pam. I was just curious if you're done working already.
Oh, hey, Greg. Yeah, I actually am just getting home right now.
Nice. I hope you had a good day.
It was all right, thanks for asking. What about you? Are you home?
I'm actually still on the bus heading home right now.
Oh, I see. Well, I hope that you're doing okay. Is there something you wanted to ask me about?
Well, you know how you and I were talking about finding a new place to live now that you and I are married.
Yeah, of course I do. We said that we were going to go talk to a real estate agent in a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah, I know we said we were going to do that, but maybe we shouldn't.
Oh, you don't want to go and talk to someone about buying a house? Why? Did something happen? What are we going to do about a house? Because I don't think that your apartment is going to be big enough to fit us both and still be comfortable.
Yeah, you're right about my apartment. It's just, it wouldn't work for you and I.
I know that, but then what are you suggesting? Because I really do think that we need to find a place to live together soon.
I know, and I still think we can look around for what's on the market, but I also think that a house for you and I just isn't the only option.
Oh, really? Well, then what other options are you thinking of?
I was thinking that we could always just move into your house. I mean, you do have plenty of room there, right?
But I thought you were always complaining about how old that house is, right?
Sure, it might be a little old, but it's not like we can't still live there. And besides, it would save us the trouble of having to shop around since you already own it, right?
I mean, I guess you're right. I did inherit it after my grandma passed away.
Yeah, you said that the house went to you and not your parents, right? So why bother looking for a new place?
Yeah, my parents were already living somewhere else and said they didn't need it. But ever since my grandma died, no one's been living there and it's been getting older. So I guess if you're really fine living in such an old place, then we could make it work. I mean, I just agreed to take it on thinking we might be able to flip it when we bought our house together.
Yeah, but I really don't see why you and I wouldn't just be able to live there with each other. I mean, if we were worried about space, that house has plenty of it. I really think that we should just move in there.
Are you sure about this? You really want to live in my grandma's old house? Even though it's so old, you really don't mind at all?
I really don't care at all about how old it is. I think that we have a place and we should just take advantage of it. I mean, we'd save so much money not having to pay rent or mortgage on some new place. I think there's more reason to live there than to not.
I get that, but there's going to be money we'll have to spend renovating the house a bit. And so I'm not sure how beneficial it will ultimately be in the end. Not to mention it's about a half-hour drive to the city from there.
Yeah, but I think if we tried to get a place like that in the city, that would cost so much more, right? And we shouldn't just let a house that you already own go to waste.
I suppose you do have a point there, Greg. I was pretty shocked when we were looking at the prices in the city. I guess it really is a good thing that I agreed to take the house.
Exactly. If anything, you should keep it for your grandma. She wanted you to have the house, and we should respect that. So let's move in there. Don't you think that's what your grandma would have wanted you to do, Pam?
Well, she did arrange for me to have it, so I guess that must mean she wanted me to live here. And I won't lie, I do like the style of the house. Not to mention it would be much more fun moving into a place with so much space. And it's just been such a hassle looking for a new place to move into.
That's what I'm saying. We would love to move in that house once we fix it up. There's so much space and potential. It's perfect.
It really is true. I mean, there used to be 4 people living in that house when my grandma and mom were younger. But it was way too big for my grandma to live in and too big for me, too.
Well, then it sounds like it's perfect for us, however many kids we might have in the future.
You know, you drive a hard bargain, Greg, but I really like the idea of keeping the house my grandma lived in occupied with her family.
Of course, the house is like a part of your family at this point. It would be just a shame to sell it to someone else. Besides, I'm sure that your grandma would be very happy knowing that we wanted to keep it.
Okay, you've convinced me.
So then, you really want to live there with me? This is great. I'll talk to my building manager and cancel my lease so that we can make the move.
Got it. You do that. And let me know if you need any help packing up and moving things.
Yeah, I probably will have to ask you for some help there. I have a bunch of stuff that I should get rid of before the move. I know that we're going to have more space, but there's no use in cluttering it up with my crap.
Well, I certainly won't argue with that. Besides, moving is always a good chance to do some cleaning. So anyways, just let me know what the timeline for the move is going to look like, and I'll be there when you need me. I'm really looking forward to this.
Hey there, Pam. Hope you're having a good night.
Are you finally done with work, Greg?
Yeah, I'm just finishing up at the office, and I'm going to be heading home soon.
Well, I'm really sorry that you got kept so late today, but I made you dinner, so hurry home and eat.
Oh, thank you, but you didn't have to go out and do that. Besides, I was just going to stop by my mom's house on the way back, actually.
Oh, really? You're going to visit your mom again? You've been going there every day for a while now, no?
I know, but it's my mom. She keeps inviting me over to her place.
I see. So then I guess you're going to be having dinner with her again?
Yeah, I think so. I'm sorry about all this, but it will be dinner time by the time I get back there.
I know, but I'm just getting a little tired of eating by myself, you know?
I know, but it's not like I can just turn down my mom, you know. She's been living on her own since Dad passed away 5 years ago.
Well, I get that she might be feeling a little lonely these days, but maybe you could just go and visit her a little less and spend some more time at home.
Are you really that upset with me for going to visit my mom like this?
Well, maybe things might be different if your mom and I got along better, but she's always trying to do things to get under my skin, and I feel like this might be another instance of that. I don't know, I have a bad feeling about this.
You think my mom is inviting me to her house to annoy you? I'm sorry, but my mom is just not that kind of person at all.
And I know that to you that really might seem true, but that's not been my experience. When we're alone, she tells me that I look plain or ugly, and she says all kinds of mean things. I just don't get why she feels the need to talk to me like that when I haven't done anything to her.
I think what you need to remember is that my mom was really pretty when she was younger. And you, well, I guess you don't have the same aesthetics. I think that my mom thinks women should be dressing up and wearing jewelry and stuff like that.
I get that, and I can appreciate that your mom has nice tastes. But I don't think that it's right for her to expect everyone to conform to them. Also, please don't ever ask me to cook for your mom again.
Oh, come on. What's wrong with that? It's just cooking.
What's wrong is that your mom always tells me how terrible my food tasted later. I've told you about this. You know that she does this to me.
Well, I mean, it's not exactly a lie, right? She's not wrong about your cooking.
Are you kidding me, Greg? What makes you say that?
It's just that your kind of cooking is like living in a Great Depression or something. Why do you have to pickle everything? It's like you don't know that refrigeration exists, and we always have to eat pickled or boiled food all the time.
I'm sorry that I have a hobby and enjoy making homemade food that we can enjoy. In fact, I'll have you know that it was my grandma from whom I inherited the house that I learned how to pickle things in the first place. You're the one talking about how we should respect my grandmother's memory, so why should that not include her recipes?
Look, I'm not the one who has complaints about your cooking, okay? But if you're going to cook like that, expect people to make comments. Besides, you know that my mom's tastes are just a little more refined. She doesn't want to eat like she's living on a farm.
I still don't think that she should be complaining to me at all. I took the time to think of a recipe, got the ingredients, cooked it all for her to eat. The least she could do is keep her comments to herself.
Okay. I think we're getting away from the main point here. Why do you always get like this when talking about my mom? And can't you understand that I'm still my mom's son? If she invites me to her place, I can't just tell her that I'm not going to go. Please try to understand.
I get that, but I just want you at home earlier, okay?
Okay, I understand that. And that's why I said, I promise that I'll try to make sure that I get home earlier from now on.
Hey, Greg, do you know anything about all these big boxes that are being delivered to our place?
Are they finally arriving? Yeah, those are all my mom's things. I had them sent over from her house. Can you take all of those to the second floor for me, please?
Hold on a second. Why are your mom's things being sent to our house?
Well, because as of today, my mom is going to be moving in with us, of course. So could you please give me a hand getting her things ready?
Excuse me? Since when was this a thing?
Today I'm on my home with my mom in my car right now, actually.
I thought that you were just going to work today, and what is going on? You never told me your mom was moving in with us.
Well, that's because I knew that if I told you about it, that you would argue with me. I thought if I just waited until the day, you wouldn't be able to say no.
Do you have any idea how unfair and sneaky that is? What is the matter with you?
It's not my fault. You weren't giving me any other choice with how upset you get over my mom.
I wasn't trying to get upset, but I was just letting you know how I was feeling. And besides, what I was telling you was that your mom is really mean to me, so why would I want her living with us?
That's the point. I knew that you wouldn't want it, and so that's why I had to do things like this. Besides, I am sure that the two of you will get along when we're all living together.
I don't care what you think. That is not a risk that you had any right to take. If you wanted your mom to move in with us, then you should have brought it up and talked to me about it.
But it was my mom who suggested moving in with us in the first place. She wanted us to live together. I couldn't just say no to her, and besides, she needs someone who is going to be able to look after her. Plus, you were getting mad about how much time I was spending at her place, but now you don't have to worry about that anymore.
This is not what I was expecting you to do to fix that. Greg, this is not going to work. I am not going to live with your mom.
I really had no idea that you disliked my mom this much. You're her daughter-in-law. You should be trying to get along with her better. Please, can't you just try to make things work with my mom? Pam, for me?
You have no idea just how badly I've been hurt by the way your mom treats me. I've been able to put up with it for this long, but I don't know how I'm going to stand this.
I think you're just being overdramatic, Pam. Where's your charitable spirit? It isn't like we don't have room for her.
This is so much bigger than just your mom, Greg. How could you just go behind my back to do this? Why did you just put your mom before me like this?
Look, this has nothing to do with choosing one over the other. I don't get why women always have to turn things into some kind of contest. The point is that my mom is your mother-in-law, and you should be respectful of her.
Oh, so you think that I'm just being an unreasonable woman? And why would she come to live with us when your mom's house is much nicer than this one?
I know it's nice, but she can't live there anymore. My mom racked up a lot of debt and is going to have to sell the house to pay it all off. It's not just the house, you know. My mom has had to sell a bunch of her stuff as well.
So your mom is in so much debt that she's having to sell her house? How did this even happen?
I think my mom just never really learned how to spend and save money, and after my dad died, she treated herself to too many shopping sprees.
I knew that your mom liked shopping, but I had no idea things were so bad.
Well, it's true, although it still isn't enough to pay back it all, so I want to help my mom pay it back. I want us to help.
And why is paying back your mom's debt something that we should have to do?
Pam, you know that my mom only gets retirement money now. That's barely enough to cover the expenses she needs to live.
And so we're supposed to cover for your mom because she couldn't keep herself from the mall? We were talking about raising children in this house, Greg. How are we going to do that while taking care of your mom?
But there's plenty of room in the house. It'll be fine.
You are being ridiculous and not listening to me at all. I can't talk to you like this.
Are you still really not coming home? Why can't you just grow up and come back?
I'm staying with a friend tonight, if you must know. I don't want to go back there as long as your mom is there.
I can't believe that you're acting like this. Why are you doing this?
Nothing you say is going to change my mind, Greg. You can't force me to do this.
Well, if you don't want to live with my mom, then maybe we should be separated. But are you sure that you want to lose this house?
Oh, don't worry. I won't be the one losing the house, and you won't be able to stay there forever either.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
You mean you still haven't figured it out? That house is being demolished for development plans next year.
Wait, what? When was this decided? I didn't know this was happening.
Well, I was going to talk to you about it, but you were never at home. So I never had the chance to explain this to you, but yes, we got a notice in the mail about having to move out soon.
But they can't just kick us out of the house. You would have had to sell a plot of the land to the development company for this kind of notice to come.
That's right, and that's what I did.
What in the world were you thinking?
I own the house, and I am free to do what I want with it.
But we were supposed to live there. Where are we going to live now?
Oh, I don't care at all where you're going to live, Greg. But as for me, I'm going to take the money I got from selling the house and move into a new place. And you can go and find a new place to live with your mom and not me.
So that's it then? We're just gonna keep living apart like this?
No, that isn't right either. You and I are going to be getting a divorce, if you must know.
What? How can you say that? That's taking things too far. Why would we get a divorce?
We're getting a divorce because you pushed me out of my house and I can't live with you anymore.
That isn't what happened at all, and you know it.
Of course it is. You knew that you could get me to leave by bringing your mom to live with us. You only ever had your eyes on that house, but I wasn't going to let you get away with stealing it that easily. So if you want to live apart like this, that's fine. But we're not going to be doing it as husband and wife, I can tell you that much.
Oh, come on. Can't we just talk this out? Don't you think this is getting a bit ridiculous? You know that I don't want to live apart from you or get divorced.
Sounds to me like you're only saying what will work in the moment. But I don't care what you have to say. I don't want anything to do with you anymore.
But then, what about my mom's debt? What is she supposed to do?
Why do you think that should be my problem?
But we were supposed to help take care of her together.
According to who? You? Because I never agreed to any of that. You were the one that just announced that your mom would be moving into my house. Well, I'm not putting up with you or her or any of this anymore. So have a nice life, Greg.
Wait, no, please. You can't do this to me. I don't want to get a divorce. Pam, can't we just talk this out? Hello? Are you even reading these messages anymore? Pam, are you there?
After that, I hired a divorce lawyer and was able to end my marriage to Greg. I heard that Greg and his mom ended up moving into a small apartment together. Greg's mom never managed to get a hold on her spending, and her debt only grew while they were together. Greg had to work more and more hours to try and help pay off his mom's debt, and eventually he collapsed from exhaustion. Things only continued to get worse for the two of them after that. I've heard through the grapevine that the cops have been called several times to their place because of shouting. Eventually they were both kicked out, and that's when Greg came crying back to me. Of course, by then, I had already remarried and wanted nothing to do with him. Greg left with his tail between his legs and never bothered me again. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.